Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. This is the first time in about 10 months that I've uploaded a video. I've been a little bit AWOL because I got a new job, so I've been learning the ropes of that for the last 6 months. But now I've sort of settled in. Hopefully I can start releasing some more videos again. Christmas has just been and gone. It's now New Year's Eve. So I've been turning my attention recently to stash busting. I've been making a lot of scrap blankets and I've been putting myself under a lot of pressure to fully complete blankets before releasing the motif for them because I really want to show it off as its best. But as you can see, especially now I'm working a full-time job, I just do not have the time to complete full projects at the moment, especially blankets. So rather than having all these motifs that I've designed lounging around my house, I thought it might actually be time to release some of them so you guys can make some blankets and maybe tag me in them. I've made a bit of a start with this one, as you can see. I'm using cotton for this one. There is a acrylic that's snuck in on the side here, a little sparkly one. And I've got another sequin yarn here, which is like a cotton acrylic blend. But primarily it's a cotton blanket. It's really heavy. It's got lovely stitch definition. And this little hexagon motif, really simple, really quick. It's only 3 rounds. So it's ideal, especially if you've only got a small amount of one color and you want to bulk it out. So the yarns I've used for this blanket, I just kind of grabbed what I had and I'm picking a ball at random. I don't know if you can see this. I've got a full basket full, if I just move these, full of various different yarns and colours, cottons. Let me lift this up. And I am just pulling at random out of this basket. See, I've got some purples and some creams. I've got like a half done little hexie there. And I'm just pulling at random out of this basket, whatever colour I fancy working on next. So for the colour placement, it's random. I'm trying not to place the same colour next to each other, which is why it's sort of, I'm not working in rows, it's working in like a more of a mishmash. But the yarn predominantly that I've been using is by Stylecraft. It's a cotton and it's classic. I don't think it comes in 100 gram balls anymore. I think it comes in small 50 gram balls. But I mean, even so, I've got a load of hexagons just out of here already. So these will do quite a lot of hexagons. For an extra little bit of sparkle, I have this sort of sequin yarn. Just as you can see, I haven't got much, so I'm using it quite sparingly, just every now and again, chucking one in. And I've got some cotton. This is, oh, it's got bits of basket stuck to it. This is 3 Bears yarn. I was using this for when I was selling my crochet toys because they have to be CE certified, and both these yarns come with a certificate, hence why I've got rather a large stash, but I'm not crocheting to sell anymore, so I just need to use it all up really. That's predominantly the yarns I'm using. You can use whatever yarn you like. My only advice is there are a lot of stitches in these hexagons to give them like a bit of a light texture. I wanted it to kind of floof up a little bit without too much fuss. So use a hook that is larger than your yarn recommends. So for instance, this recommends a 4mm hook and I've actually been using a 4.5. So just a heads up, this will work with any yarn. Just be aware, there's a lot of extra stitches. If you don't like how it's sitting or if it's not sitting nice and flat like these, go up a hook. So if it's not a 4.5, try a 5. Totally up to you, bit of trial and error, the joy of scrap blankets. Anyway, enough chat, on to the crochet pattern. So using a magic ring to start, if you don't know how to do a magic ring, I have a crochet tutorial video, which I'll link in the description below. Or if you simply don't like using a magic ring, you can substitute this for chain 4, join with a slip stitch, and then you'll have your little hole like with a granny square to work into. But for this, I'm going to be using a magic ring. So just create a magic ring. And then to start, you are going to chain 5. So this chain 5 counts as your first double crochet and a chain 2 space. So into the ring, you're now going to do 3 double crochet. So that's yarn over into the ring, yarn over, come back through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So 2 more of those, so you've got 3 double crochet in total. Then chain 2. You're going to do that 3 double crochet, chain 2, 5 times in total. So you'll end up with 3 double crochet, chain 2, 5 times. So keep doing that. 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, chain 2, all the way around. You can pause the video here if you like, and I will meet you back at the other side. Okay, so I'm just finishing up my final 5th repeat. So you'll have your initial chain 5, then you'll have 3 double crochet, chain 2, 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 3 double crochet, chain 2. To finish this round, you're going to end with 2 double crochet, because don't forget that first chain counts as your first double crochet. So just pop 2 double crochets in, 1, 2, and then to finish the round, you're going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of your initial chain 2. Sorry, the light is quite dark here today. It's the joy of December, grey weather. But you're going to join to 1, 2, 3. That 3rd one there, 1, 2, 3. Just pop a little slip stitch in, just to join it. And then you're going to slip stitch into this chain 2 space here, just straight into the space, just slip stitch, and then you're in the right place to start the 2nd round. Once you've done that, you can pull your ring closed at the back. And that is the very first, oops, getting tangled. That's the very first round complete. See, nice and quick, nice and simple. And we're going to go on to round 2. So round 2, you're going to chain 6 to start, and that counts as 1 double crochet and a chain 3. So chain 6. And then into this same chain space, you're going to pop 3 double crochet. And then you're going to go straight into the next chain 2 space, which is over here. And into this chain 2 space, you're going to work 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, all into that same chain 2 space. So 3 double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochet, all into the same space. And you're going to do this 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet into each of the chain 2 spaces around. So into there, there, over here, and over here. So into the next 4, because you've already done 1, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, all the way back to here. If you want to go ahead and pause the video to our crochet round, and I will meet you back at this point here. So I'm just finishing up my last repeat in my final chain space over here. And as you can probably tell by your little hexagon, there's quite a lot of ruffling going on. So it's not exactly lying flat yet. I mean, you can squish it out if you want to, but you can sort of feel the slight texture, which is what I wanted. It's nice and deliberate. That's why I'm only doing 2 chain spaces here. We're forcing the stitches into quite a small space. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if it is too ruffled for you, if it's so extreme that it's crushed right up, go up a hook size. So now you've done your like little corner repeats all the way around. To finish off, you're going to pop 2 double crochets into that first chain space where you started. Just put 2 in there. It's 1. It's 2. And then you're going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of your initial chain 6 that you did. So count them up, 1, 2, 3. So you're just going to pop a slip stitch into there, if you can. And then you're going to slip stitch into this space here. Oops. And that's round 2 complete. For round 3, you're going to start in a very similar way as you did to round 2, and you're going to chain 6. Now this counts as a double crochet and a chain 3. So chain 6. And then into the same space, you're going to put 3 double crochet, just as you did before, just 3 double crochets. And then you're going to put in a treble. Now remember, I'm speaking American terms for any of you UKers there. So I will show you how you do a treble. I don't have a video for a treble just yet. I'm sure I will amend that eventually. But I will show you now how you do a treble. So you yarn over twice before you do anything else. Yarn over twice. 1, 2. Then you go into the space, catch the yarn at the back, come back through, and you will have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops remaining, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops remaining, and yarn over, pull through those final 2. So it's like a little taller, longer stitch. It's a treble. Then you're going to chain 1. Into this chain space over here. So they're not here, don't go into the middle, you're going straight over to the corners again. So there's no sides on these hexagons, just straight into this chain 3 space and around below. You're going to put a treble. So yarn over twice into the stitch, come back through, and you work it like a double. So just yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then 3 double crochets. So just normal double crochets. Chain 3. And then into the same space, you're going to put 3 double crochets and then end with 1 treble. So 3 double crochets first. And then end with a treble, so yarn over twice. Chain 1. And you're going to repeat that whole little section in each one of these corner points as you go around. So it's treble, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, treble, chain 1. So I'll do it one more time with you. Treble, three double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, treble, and then chain 1. That's quite a little important one because you'll need that for the joining. So in each of these corner points, I'll write it here for you. Treble, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, treble, chain 1. Do that in each of those remaining areas, these little chain 3 spaces, and I'll meet you back here. So I'm just finishing up my final repeat of the hexagon, ending on that treble, chain 1. And to finish off, you're going to do 1 treble into this initial space where you started, and 2 double crochets, because that very first chain 6 counts as a double crochet, chain 3. And then just like before, you're going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain in that initial chain 6. Then you want to cut yourself, oh okay, I've got a knot, that's perfect timing. You want to cut your tail, but leave like a nice long end for weaving in, because it's always better to have too much of a tail than not enough. And that is your final round done and your first hexagon complete. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to join as you go with these hexagons. So now you've got your first one under your belt, you're ready to move on to your second. So I'm just going to go ahead and make up the first couple of rounds of my next hexagon, and I'll meet you back in 1 second to show you how you join as you go. Okay, so I'm just on my second hexagon now. So you've got your very first one ready to rock and roll. For all subsequent hexagons, when you're joining as you go, do the first 2 rounds. Oh, sorry, my horrible plaster. I actually pulled my fingernail off its nail bed, so ouch. You do your first 2 rounds completely. And then you can start the beginning of round 3. I'm just finishing off the first part because I want to join at this point. So I'm just finishing off this first section of the treble, double, double, final double, just before my chain 3s. So I'm at the stage now where I want to join to this one. So when you are joining, you're going to be substituting one of your chains for a slip stitch. So normally you would go ahead and chain 3, but instead you're going to chain 1, and then pick up the corresponding corner that you want to join to and pop a slip stitch. Oops, they're flopping around all over the place. Just pop in a little slip stitch. So chain 1, slip stitch, and then chain 1 again. And then you can continue your corner. So 3 double crochet. And then a treble. And instead of chain 1, you're going to substitute it out for a slip stitch. So you don't chain 1, you just pop a little slip stitch, like so. And then continue your crocheting. So straight over into here, we're going to do a treble, and 3 doubles. Sorry, I've picked a horrible colour to try and show you what I'm doing for my second hexagon here. So you can see how it's joining here. And then again, you've got one more bit you want to join to, which is this corner here. So instead of chain 3, you chain 1, slip stitch to the corresponding corner, chain 1. and then you continue all the way around till you get back to the beginning. So you carry on, finish that one, and then do 2 rounds of another, and I will show you what you do where they meet at this corresponding point here for sections such as this, where they intersect. I'll show you what I do for that one. Okay, so I've done 2 rounds, I have another one, and I've reached the point where I want to join to here, and then over here. So I haven't done my chain 3 yet. Oops. I've done the first little section. So just like before, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1. Oops, I don't know if I did that on camera or not. Apologies. And then finish off this little corner section. Ending on your treble. And then instead of chain 1, slip stitch to this section here. So you're just substituting out a chain for a slip stitch. And then do the first sort of half of this corner, which is a treble and 3 doubles. And then for joining this section, you've got 2 areas that you can go into. So you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to treat both of these as if they were just one. So slip stitch into the light blue first, then slip stitch into the dark blue one, and then chain 1. And give it a little tug, it pulls it all in line. And then you can finish the other half of this corner. So 3 doubles and a treble, whizzing through as quickly as I can. And then just like on the other side, slip stitch to here. Oops. That dark blue really was the worst colour choice I could have used. Like so. And then you're going to finish off by over here, do half, because you've still got 1 section you need to join. So a treble and 3 doubles. And then chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, and then finish off your corner. And that's how you tackle the points where the hexagons intersect. And then when you're not joining, do your chain 1 as normal. And I'm actually right here, so let me just finish off the entire thing with a treble, 2 doubles. Hopefully I've got enough yarn. Let's see, I've got a little scrap hanging off the end here. Yeah, I've got enough. And then slip stitch to the 3rd chain. Phew, bit of yarn chicken. But that's how you can see you join. And on these, just slip stitch into both, but just treat it as one. And that's it. If you're more of a written pattern kind of a person, I've got the written pattern down on my blog here. If there are any questions you have, like I say, it's quite dark today. Hopefully this was an easy to understand, nice little quick hexagon for you. It's just something a little bit different, a little bit textured. It makes up for a really lovely, large, heavy, but ignore all those ends that I haven't actually got round to weaving in yet. I would love to see any motifs or full blankets that you make. I am on Facebook. My page is Hooked by Robin, which is here. And I'm on Instagram. My name is Puddinhead. The name Hooked by Robin was taken by some man who catches fish. So I'm Puddinhead. I'll write it up here. All my links are all down here. And give me a thumbs up if you like this video. All right, thanks guys. Happy crocheting.